And zooming out, how far did you end up getting with your education?
I graduated.
High school.
Yeah, for sure.
And care to share the name of the school you attended?
I went to Perry High School.
And for you, why did you stop your education after high school? There are some that go a little bit further than that.
I already knew school wasn't for me, but I knew I had to graduate for my folks, for real. So I knew that was going to be my highest level of education. But after that, I knew I had to do something to be successful.
And any regret on that decision making, looking at how everything's played out thus far?
Man, I don't regret it at all. Like, I don't know, God doing what you doing, man. I ain't gonna care.
Now, did any of your classmates end up becoming well known or famous themselves?
I think I'm the biggest thing that came out of my class.
And when kids grow up, sometimes they have aspirations of what they want to do, what they want to be when they get older. Sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't.
Right.
Did you have any growing up?
Or what I wanted to be?
Yes.
Nah, like, the average kid would say he wanted to be an NBA player, football player. I got to a certain age where I was like, I'm not going to the NBA. I'm not going to be an NFL player. Some people have a hard time of, like, being real with themselves and think they still going. Nah, I just knew I had to do something, for sure.
Now, when it came to an occupation such as influencer or recording artist, did you see this down the road at some point for yourself? Or did this fall in your lap, so to speak?
I seen it coming for real. But it also fell in my lap.
Care to shed some light on that?
How it really happened, like how it fell in my lap, I say, I graduated 2020. So, like, school was still going on, but Corona was going on as well. So, it was just a Friday. Well, it was like a Saturday. I was at work. Everybody thought they was going to be going back to school. Whole time it was no more school. All the schools got closed down, whatever. So everybody was on Corona break. That's when TikTok was popping or whatnot. So somebody was like, it's this anonymous app called YOLO. And somebody was like, it's anonymous message. So somebody was like, you should do TikTok. You'll be famous on there. And I posted it to my Snapchat story, and I was like, nah, I don't do TikTok, but I watch it. So boom, come to find out, I ended up posting my first video on TikTok, and it blew up.
And care to share what that video is?
I don't really remember for real. You really gotta scroll down my TikTok. I think I was lip singing a song or something. But I remember the girl who said it. Like she admitted to it. She the one who said it anonymously. Shit crazy.
Now, you mentioned this in a previous portion of questions, but just for this portion, for those tuning in, care to share your TikTok screen name once again?
a.s.k. KJ.
And your Snapchat, if you're still on Snapchat as well.
a.s.k. KJ. Yeah.
Now, also want to hone in here on the coronavirus, the quarantine and the pandemic that you also referenced. Now, just for clarification, were you just speaking on that point of time in the world, or did you actually end up contracting that disease yourself at one point?
I think I had it at one point. Yeah, I had it at one point. My head was hurting. I couldn't drink number orange juice and just lay in my bed. You really like sick. It was like nobody was taking medicine for it at the moment, so they was just saying to stay away from everybody for real.
But had you been tested for it and knew you had it, or this is an assumption, you think you had it?
Yeah, I had got tested for it. They got me. They got me. No cap. I remember the day I went to CVS. It was like, I don't know, you couldn't cough around people. You couldn't do nothing around nobody. Shit, I let off a cough. I went to CVS, got they was doing the nose, what's the name? But I got the little mouth test. Results came back. Shit, they got me.
Now, how far into the quarantine did this take place for you?
To my
When you caught it yourself? Was it during quarantine? Was it after quarantine when you caught it?
It was during quarantine, like fresh coronavirus.
And do you know who you got it from?
Hell nah, shit. Everybody and their mama was damn coughing there, so shit, you ain't no telling.
Now, for you, what was that like contracting that disease at that time? Because there are some in the audience that have never had it yet and are wondering what that was like.
I mean, shit, I had lost a leg. I lost a finger. Oh, nah, like, I mean, it wasn't nothing. People was treating it like it was just the end of the world, but honestly, to be honest, it wasn't nothing for real. Basically, like another sickness with a headache, and I got over it in like a week, for real, honestly.
Never got to the point where you had to be hospitalized or anything of that nature.
Nah.
And there was no medicine for it at the time, no vaccinations at the time.
Mm-mm.
But when vaccinations did become available at some point, did you end up taking one?
Yes, I took one shot, and I think you're supposed to take two. And I don't know, I think that shit kind of fucked me up. It might fuck me up now. I might be fucked up from it now. I ain't gonna count.
And what leads you to that assumption there?
I don't know. It got to a point where I was like, how do I say? I was smelling stuff, but it would smell like poison. Like the atmosphere, like food, it would smell like poison. But I kind of looked that up. They say that's a respiratory infection, something like that. But I don't know. I was scared. I thought I was tripping. I was telling everybody. I was like, bro, I'm out. Like, what does this taste like to you? They're like, a burger. Whole time the meal tasting like poison. Like, am I tripping? But yeah, I think it was a respiratory infection. I'm gonna just go with that and be on the safe side.
And was that right after you took that shot?
Not right after, but like, yeah, you can say that right after. You can say that.
Do you want to put maybe a time length on that?
Probably a week after. Week, 2 weeks.
And is that something you still deal with, or has that gone away?
It pop up every now and then. No cap.
And just for reference, do you remember which vaccination you took?
I don't know. I just know they said everybody had to get a COVID shot, and I was scared because they said people turn to zombies.
Because there was the Pfizer vaccine back then, Moderna, Johnson and Johnson. Do you recollect any of that?
I heard Justin Johnson would turn the people to chickens. He said, no, Justin Johnson would turn the people to chickens. So I know for sure I ain't take that one. I made sure I ain't take no damn Justin Johnson. But yeah, I don't know which one, but it wasn't Johnson Johnson.
And what about COVID-19? Any effects from that still lingering?
Mm-mm.
And did any of your friends or family members contract this and possibly die from it?
Nah.
Because all of these elements we just described have happened to people. Death, lingering effects from COVID-19,
Mm-hmm.
and maybe some side effects from vaccinations. So just curious and asking all these questions just to get a complete synopsis on that. Now, you mentioned also at the time that you did have a job.
Mm-hmm.
Are you still at that job today?
No, sir. By the grace of God.
And were you still doing that job during quarantine, or did they lay you off? Did you quit? What happened at that point?
I think I got laid off for some weeks. Probably like a week or so. Came back, started doing it again. I was on Walmart checkout at the front, like just checking receipts, but everybody had masks on during that time period.
And how long did you do that job for?
About a year. Till this started blowing up for real.
Did people recognize who you were at that job?
Yes, that's exactly why I stopped. My friends and shit, that was like, I was working with them, and they was like, it's like, KJ, why you at Walmart, bro? Or I'd be like, people coming inside the store, I end up taking pictures with them and stuff like that. So they seen the potential before I seen it for real.
Now, when you did get photo requests and things of that nature, were you embracing that at the time, or were you embarrassed at the time because of this Walmart job? You're in uniform, things of that nature.
I was embracing it, no cap. Like, I love, like, support, because, like, people barely get that as it is. So, like, I'm always embracing the support for sure.
Now, zooming out, what was that job like?
Job at Walmart, it was smooth. I mean, I was blessing people at the door. Like, I had to check receipts, but I wasn't checking receipts at all. And when Christmas came, ooh, shit, they were happy to see me at the door because I was letting people get free bikes, free everything. They would just free everything. Yeah.
And were you full-time back then or just part-time?
Part-time. I don't know, you could probably say full. Yeah, full, because the manager was fucking with me. So she gave me like morning to closing hours. So yeah, you can say full.